Vibration in quantum physics means that everything is energy. We are beings that vibrate at certain frequencies. Each vibration is equivalent to a feeling, and in the vibrational world, there are only two types of vibrations, the positive and the negative. Any feeling causes you to emit a vibration that can be positive or negative. Every thought emits a frequency towards the universe, which returns towards the origin. If you have negative thoughts of discouragement, sadness, anger, or fear, all of that turns towards you. That's why it's so important that you take care of the quality of your thoughts and learn to cultivate more positive thoughts. Quantum mechanics has revealed how to change the frequency of a wave. A wave has peaks and valleys in its shape. Energy waves are information encoders and carriers with a limitless store capacity. The initial wave gets straightened when an opposite-shaped wave is superimposed on it. Essentially, you cancel out the original wave features by superimposing a new set of peaks and valleys on top of it. You alter the frequency of vibration. Quantum mechanics arose gradually from theories to explain observations that could not be reconciled with classical physics, such as Max Planck's solution in 1900 to the black body radiation problem and the correspondence between energy and frequency in Albert Einstein's 1905 paper, which explained the photoelectric effect. These early attempts to understand microscopic phenomena, now known as the Old Quantum Theory, led to the full development of quantum mechanics in the 1920s by Niels Bohr, Erwin Schrödinger, Werner Heisenberg, Max Born, Paul Dirac, and others. The modern theory is formulated in various specially developed mathematical formalisms. In one of them, a mathematical entity called the wave function provides information in the form of probability amplitudes about what measurements of a particle's energy, momentum, and other physical properties may yield. Quantum mechanics has had enormous success in explaining many of the features of our universe with regard to small-scale and discrete quantities and interactions, which cannot be explained by classical methods. Quantum mechanics is often the only theory that can reveal the individual behaviors of the subatomic particles that make up all forms of matter. Solid-state physics and materials science are dependent upon quantum mechanics. In many aspects, modern technology operates at a scale where quantum effects are significant. Important applications of the quantum theory include quantum chemistry, quantum optics, quantum computing, superconducting magnets, light-emitting diodes, the optical amplifier and the laser, the transistor and semiconductors such as the microprocessor, and medical and research imaging such as magnetic resonance imaging and electron microscopy. Explanations for many biological and physical phenomena are rooted in the nature of the chemical bond, most notably the macromolecule DNA. Are thoughts like sound waves? Understanding this requires considering the subatomic causal level of thinking and feeling. This approach is applied when you locate an identical opposite of positive thinking to counteract a negative thought. Consider the term stress for a moment. Think about the term relax for a moment. Consider the words fear and safe right now. It appears simple, and it is. The trick is that you have over 60,000 thoughts to work with each day. In any event, this is the fundamental concept, and it's here that the positive thinking movement has had a significant impact on transforming people's lives. The field of neuroscience would tell us that thoughts arise from synaptic connections between nerve cells in the brain. These connections involve neurotransmitters being released from one cell and acting on receptors on the adjacent neuron, causing a flow of substances in and out of the nerve cell. This generates an electrical impulse that travels down the cell, creating an action potential that triggers the release of neurotransmitters. This passes the signal on to the next cell. There are about 100 trillion atoms in the average human cell. Their size is measured in micrometers. To change your mind, you must believe that your view of the universe dictates your reality. When you learn how to choose your perceptions effectively, you change your ability to develop happiness. This is the finest area to reduce stress and increase satisfaction, since you have considerably more influence over your internal environment than your external world. We're discussing how you react to situations through your ideas, emotions, and actions. When you alter your answer, you alter your perception of the issue. This one aspect has the power to affect the trajectory of your life drastically. Your perception, your response. Perception, how an incident influences you and how much stress you feel. You can choose to view a situation in a manner that supports your reasons for feeling anxious, or you can view it in a way that motivates you and makes you eager to face the challenge of dealing with it. Because a thought and an emotion precede every action, it's best to begin with your perception if you want to rewire your stress experience. Response. While you may not be able to control what happens, you can control how you react to it. Your response encompasses your behaviors and the tension in your mind and body. Working with mind-body practice is necessary for reducing mind-body tension. Brain spotting therapy has been one of the most beneficial tools we've discovered on this path. Your response will either end your stress experience or extend and fuel the stress cycle. The world we've created is a product of our thinking. It can't be changed without changing our thinking. Albert Einstein. It has been suggested that we are meaning-making machines, superimposing our subjective interpretations on everything we encounter. Why are we doing this? Because this is how we efficiently and economically learn and assimilate new information. We correlate our current experience with our past and infer what it signifies based on the sum of previous encounters with that subject. This permits us to get through the day without relearning how to cook breakfast, dress, or find our way home. It also allows us to scan our surroundings and make quick decisions, allowing us to go through our days easily and fluently. This can be valuable in these types of everyday life circumstances. However, if we're not aware of our interpretations, this can lead to problems. We have the know-it-all syndrome, in which we try to figure everything out before allowing ourselves to feel it. This is like entering a library, selecting a book from the early 1900s, and then assuming that the entire library is packed with old books. Being a know-it-all causes us and others to live in the past. You've never been where you are right now, but your mind manages to make it seem familiar enough that you believe it's the same. "It's the end of the world," said the caterpillar. "It's just the beginning," said the butterfly. Anonymous. Exploring your interpretations is a significant piece of work. It takes you to an empowered state of self-responsibility and gives you true mind power. The idea is to recognize that you are your life's common denominator. Your perception influences your actions. You might begin by owning your interpretations and finding your way through alternative perspectives on the circumstance. As a result, you gain more control over your inner world and boost your happiness potential. You may believe you know something or are assured of your perception, but how can you be so certain? You have the power to control your perceptions. If you're going to make it all up, you might as well choose something that will lead to happiness, well-being, and self-esteem. Consider the situation to release the grip on your interpretations. Consider the following. What are the facts in the situation outside of your interpretations about it? Separating the raw objective facts from the interpretations gives you more freedom to adopt a different view. Exploring the questions you ask yourself is another strategy for stepping outside of your interpretations and selecting a more empowered growth mentality. The questions you ask greatly impact whether you feel empowered or helpless in your life. What is the significance of this to me? What kind of beneficial outcome will this have? What is effective in this situation? What is going on with me? Who is at fault? What happened? How does each of these questions make you feel? You will most likely notice a distinction between them. Empower questions to evaluate what is beneficial or valuable in the current circumstance. They train your mind to look for solutions or what works rather than problems or what doesn't. They enable you to cultivate a growth mentality and gain more internal control over your life. An idea devoid of tremendous emotion and feeling has no meaning, value, or actual power to engage your neural circuits. It takes a great deal of emotion and feeling to turn an experience into a habit. The more you engage in emotion, the more neurons you stimulate, forming well-worn circuits. Emotions and feelings serve as the glue that holds you together through your experiences. They are the juice or energy behind your thoughts, which gives your memories, ambitions, hopes, and dreams vitality. Emotere, the Latin root word for emotion, literally means energy in motion. Emotion is inherently neutral. It has no sound or negative connotations. What you perceive as emotion is the movement of energy through your body. We see emotions as energy frequencies and the physical feelings they cause in our bodies, such as expansion or contraction. Feelings are the interpretations and names we give to our emotional experiences, such as sad, mad, or glad. Power versus Force researcher and author David Hawkins depicts emotions as energy. He created a 1 to 1,000 scale that evaluates the energy level of basic human emotions. Anything less than 200 is considered detrimental for both the individual and society. Shame 20, guilt 30, apathy 50, sadness 75, fear 100, want 125, rage 150, pride 175. Anything above 200 denotes positive power expressions, courage 200, neutrality 250, willingness 310, acceptance 350, reason 400, love 500, joy 540, peace 600, enlightenment 700 to 1,000. What happens in your brain when you are joyful rather than neutral is entirely different. Emotion has executive power and a dominant influence on the landscape of your brain. What does this mean for you? Minimizing recurring tension and dissatisfaction will save you time and energy by adjusting your consciousness about the distinction between emotions and feelings. It is another key to true mental power. Based on this view, the happiness method entails the following. Recognize the emotions in your body as energy frequencies. Choose to recognize and release the bodily feelings associated with that emotion. Ask yourself empowering questions about what you want to experience. This allows you to break free from the vicious cycle of stress and walk into your power in the present moment. You can apply your understanding of the quantum mechanics of thoughts and emotional energy to your health. The human body contains 60 trillion cells. Each cell has its own electromagnetic signature or wave frequency, which is extremely sensitive to your thoughts and emotions. You can use this to help you set goals and dreams. Similar energy attracts similar energy. Concentrate on what you desire, and you will get it. Begin to live from the perspective of already having what you want, and see how events, circumstances, and people appear in your life to assist you in creating exactly what you want.